touch is very, very, very important, especially when we want to express things with nice little glissandos, or I want to just arrive safely on a certain place, floating on the string and also anchoring again. So I must feel the string very well. The string has to have the possibility that I'm not, when I shift, that it goes without stuttering or bumping on the string. And sometimes when the skin is a little bit wet from sweating or so, it doesn't work well, very well. Sometimes the dirty fingers or the rosin on the strings also, that can hinder this whole procedure. But sometimes strings just can't do it. So if you just press, go slowly, it stops, and then it shoots a little bit, and then you can go again. But so all the strings here, so there's never any kind of bump. I really can glide in the speed I want. And same on the G string and on the C string. This is the one thing, how my fingers move on the string. Although I do this, I'm hopping on the string and anchor, fine. But all the strings can do that, that's no problem. But the gliding is something very special, which is for beauty very, very important. Beauty and also safety of arriving when you have departed from a certain place. That means before a shift, and then you go, and then you have to arrive. Intonation must be good. So to get from one note to the other, that space in between the notes, something very important, which sometimes we just use technically to move from one note to the other, or to make expression between the notes. It depends what the music demands. But the basis of it, that the finger can slide very easily and not stop. Only when I say I stop, then my finger can stop and anchor. And the other thing is also how thick the strings are, the diameter of the strings. I have the feeling that the two low strings now with the Il Cannone have just the perfect thickness or thinness, I don't know how do you say, diameter of the string. They're almost, the G string is almost as thick as the D string, or as thin, can you say. So it's not such a huge work for the fingers. You still have to press it down. I feel the resistance of the string, which is very good. We need resistance. But under the finger, it doesn't feel like something like a big piece of meat under the finger. So I can modulate the string under my finger. I don't know really how to say that, but I think you understand what I mean. So if the string is too thick, I have the feeling I have to move like a big gorilla or something like this. And the same with the C string. Sometimes you're making the shift to want to make something very beautiful, and then it just says, it feels like, but those strings have just the right consistency somehow, that the finger can feel well. Because our fingers are not so huge and big, and the skin is not just ready for anything. So because I need to play on the C string, I have to play on the A string as well. And A string, as usually with the virtuosic things, we have to be able to go quickly. And so if that feeling changes too much from C string to A string, that's not a comfortable feeling for our fingers. And the A string, of course, has to be thin, and it's kind of cutting into the finger. And that feeling is a little bit in the other strings too, but more pleasant on the G and C string. So the haptic, I don't know what that word is in English. Haptic we say in German too, although that is not a German word, it's Greek, I think. It's the feeling, how the fingers feel a string. So, and the touch of gliding, hopping, jumping, and also have a comfortable feeling just in the fingertip. And that is working whether it's wet outside or dry outside, whether it's cold or warm. So it works under any circumstances. Sometimes I have also students, they sweat a lot, even if they're not nervous. So if they play, the whole fingerboard is kind of really sweaty, and even then those strings work somehow. They have to clean it more often, the fingerboard, but even then it works. Otherwise, they're very, very unhappy when it starts to get bumpy on the fingerboard. And you cannot control the gliding, the shades of glissandos. For example, when you have the Schumann concerto, is changing color. Now I want to glide into that note. See, it's not very audible, the gliding, but I must glide. Whether you hear it or not is a matter of the bow, but the finger must really go very softly and then stop when I think I'm there. If I like a little glissando, also can add the glissando. This is a matter of taste, what I want. But the string can serve me in any case what I want. Or the beginning of Schumann concerto, we have those. So this gliding, it must be. It's very important that you feel comfortable because it's the first two notes you play going on stage. The orchestra playing through a couple of bars, and then please produce some beauty. And this is very important to be able to rely on your partners. Or you have this, also Schumann concerto, going up there, second theme up, and slide back. Not the same way, but the finger has to slide. The bow is just shading that off. And going on. Phrases opening up, and of course the color of the A string adds very beautiful then. Or, for example, from Massenet, the meditation ties actually for violin, but we cellists also play it because it's beautiful music. When you play the beginning, kind of going up to that note, the finger has a long journey to go up there, and this gliding has to be very in the speed you want. That fast, or that speed, or that speed. But the finger has to glide from the beginning to the end in the same way. And going down again. This slide, it's making the music, so I have to make it, yes, audible. A lot of shifts, a lot of gliding around, and we have to shade them, of course, more or less, or not audible at all. But the string must give me the possibility that I just can do it, what I want, what I think is beautiful. Shades of glissandos, not just sliding around on the fingerboard. Because I think many people accept that sliding around for cellists is something normal because the big distances and this is kind of normal. No, we have to shade them, we have to put them, making a phrase with it, less or more, or not audible at all. This is so a coordination between right and left hand, my skillful ability of playing it at all, and also my musical taste. It's all hanging together. There's nothing really, this is this and this is that. This is all a mixture of the whole thing. And I must depend on the tools I have. And the strings are beautiful. There's one place in Chopin, Grand Duo. The piano has a huge solo in the beginning, and then comes the cello with very little notes, and also very, very slight going up. But they must be so clear, and must be so beautiful, and kind of, ooh, what's coming now? Stopping with the trill. What's coming now? So it's very clear, it's very soft, and then comes a singing line. So the clearness of you say that was not good. That's what I need. Still there, the sound. And later comes something like this. Again, short notes, which should sound good. No. Joyful playing, virtuoso playing, but beautiful. We have, for example, as another thing with short notes, responding notes coming from the bow out of a pause, out of a rest, and then good quality in intonation. Fifth, Beethoven, Fourth Sonata, Opus 101, number 1. And the second movement, all the cellists are very humble with their plays because it's goddamn difficult to play in tune. I show you this. The bow is bumping there very loud, then there's nothing, and then the cello has to produce something completely different. Good sounding notes and clear, good sounding intonation, good fifths, which is kind of gives us all respect for that. So this sound is going into the pause, and then comes something else. What comes now? So it must speak. No, it must speak. Yes. Now comes the fifth. And then subito forte. Nothing, silence. That sound stays in the hall. Now comes the next one. Open string. That's dangerous. I needed to speak it right away. Forte. With this little kind of fugato. And the same later with the C string. Open strings, dangerous. This, that's not dangerous, but after that. And there's just the last one. Yes, it's not just kind of banging down on the string. No, it needs, again, this kind of quality. This. Fifth. Speaking, responding, intonation, and ending. And this is such a delicate situation. With responding strings, intonation, you don't know how to turn the finger, so you must know. From practicing, you turn the finger like this, or you have it straight, or you have to turn like that. One has to know his instrument and also the strings. And again, the Larsen strings, the Il Cannone especially, they're very faithful. Once you know how to do it, if the instrument is tuned well, of course this is the basis of the whole thing, then you can really play a beautiful fifths, or this not just like a cow on the madhouse, you know, kind of looking at you. So what are you doing here? So, it sounds very often like that, and this, whoa, no, we need to go into, and then Beethoven lets us disturb this whole thing. And that stays in the hall, that da-da-dum, so it needs quality, otherwise would you send dirt in the hall? No, we wanted this F right away speaking. And comfortable. And finally it ends in the two open strings. That needs skillful playing and good material and trusting. Trust the music, trust the character. This is a character which is kind of, it's beautiful, it's angry. It's a statement, you know. Beethoven is strong. While, of course, Beethoven is also different. That's a very lovable Beethoven, but it's Opus 69, so the other one is a late Opus. So, but character and music needs to be done, so we need to do it with our technique and the tools we have.